Hello everyone. I've seen a lot of videos, or not videos, but questions on this tail light. And this is the cheap, I got my plate too, the cheap Amazon like $25 integrated tail light. And if you saw in the other video, I got everything working just fine. And it's a real simple install. And people are getting confused about what to do. So when you get this tail light, it's gonna have these two yellow wires, and these two yellow wires are for the turn signals, and they get plugged into this little thing right here, this plug-in. So this one gets not used at all. I mean, I'm sure that you could use it, but then you have the orange. You have orange and blue, right? Orange and blue. And this connector is connected right here. So you don't have to worry about, you don't have to unconnect this one, or you don't have to disconnect this one. Now what you got to figure out is, since these yellow wires aren't, they're the same. So one is left and one is right. And I can't remember if the blue was left or right, or if the orange was left or right. You just got to test them out. So, this yellow one could be right or left, and this yellow one can be right or left because they're not marked. So you just, figure it out. And then for the connector, the other connector for the tail light, this one right here, you might have to repin it. And let's see if I can get this off here without fucking killing my fingernail. There, right? A lot of people cut these connectors off and rewire everything, but repin, if you have to repin something, do it on the part, not the actual factory harness. Don't ruin your harnesses. Don't cut your connectors off, because then someone else is gonna have to figure out what they did when they buy it, you know what I mean? So you gotta sell it to someone else, and this other person doesn't know what you did. Just repin this. And to get these pins out, if you can see in there, there's little tabs, little tabs in there. See those tabs? All you gotta do is pry up on that tab a little bit, and this pin, this whole wire will come out with the pin, and then you can put these pins back in any order that you need it to. So like if you needed the white one where the red one goes, you can swap them around, or the black, whatever, the black with the red or the white with the red, whatever you do. But don't cut these connectors off. You really get people frustrated because they don't know what you did, right? So for the 2022 Grom, this white wire goes with the black, and then the red wire goes with the green and white, and the black wire goes with the solid green, right? And so you just plug this in. Sorry. Just plug that in like that. And everything worked. And how I figured it out is I have a little test light, and the test light, it hooks up to the battery, or hooks up to the ground, and then you can test each one of these wires. So when this was on ground, I can't remember which one's which, but one of these is the tail light, and one of them is the brake light, and one of them is the ground. So you can put your test light in there, and if the test light stays on, then you know that that's your normal light. When you push the brake, pull the brake lever, and it'll get brighter. When you put your test lead in there, if it if it's off but then turns on when you pull the brake, then you know that that's the brake, and then you can figure out which one goes there. So don't cut your connectors, just repin them, and then this side, coincides with the turn signals, and then this relay was a relay that came with the brake light, right? So I just pulled out the factory relay, put in this integrated relay or whatever you want to call it that came with the brake light, and everything worked perfectly. No resistors, nothing, right? Just it was almost plug and play, except I can't remember. I think I repinned this connector right here. So I really hope, that helps somebody out. And then like I said, this kind of threw me for a loop for a minute because I couldn't figure out why my right turn signal, when I turned the right turn signal, the left turn signal was turning on, it was reversing, and then I was like, oh duh, it's these two. And then I don't have anything special for these. These were just plug and play too, and they're just cheap Amazon turn signals. I think, 10, 13 bucks, and those are just plug and play. You can buy, I think, something from TST that lets you keep your daytime running lights, but it's not really a big deal because the headlight's on and the brake light's on, so I didn't think that was a big deal. So just a little help for some of you that can't figure out the tail lights. Like, you plug it in and your brake light's not working, or your tail light's not on, or your turn signals aren't working. Well, that's probably why. It's gonna have to do, I would almost positively guess that it's either in this connector, or you still have your factory relay in there, and that's why it's not working. So if you don't have like a different relay, then you might have to use resistors. I'm not entirely sure, because I personally didn't have to use resistors, and I think if you go this way, you don't need resistors at all. So yeah, I mean, you can spend like the $120, $150 on the TST stuff, and it's a little extra wiring, a little extra work. I mean, the Amazon one was $25, I think. I'm not knocking on TST. They have really good stuff, and I got some of their stuff too. So it's just whatever you prefer. But if you do go the Amazon route, it's probably this connector or this relay. So, and the cool thing about this relay that came with the brake light is that it's adjustable too. So it's got a little dial on it, so you can adjust the speed of the blinkers for your front and the rear. So anyway, I'm not telling you to buy the Amazon taillight. I just bought it because it was cheap and it worked. So I mean, yeah, so that's about it. I hope that helps somebody out. Anyway, you have a good night. Peace.